am the last person who should be on this dais because I have no sense of fashion whatsoever, and I really feel a bit awkward as well amidst a lot of fashionable people. But thank you very much for showing up in such large numbers. Truly honored, delighted that you've all shown up. The intent of the government of Telangana, led by our Honorable Chief Minister, basically is to ensure that this dying art form, which has been known to mankind for ages, is revived and revived in its full glory. In fact, just this morning, across the 31 districts of Telangana, along with our capital city, we've had a number of handloom walks, expos. We've felicitated a lot of artisans. He's ensuring that whatever they produce has a market guarantee. So we came out with a plan to actually buy back everything that is produced by the weavers community, be it on handloom or powerloom in the state of Telangana. The government actually gives them a guarantee to buy back everything they produce and utilize in our own school uniforms, in our own uniform services such as the Singareni, RTC, and we also have started using them to basically start distribution of saris during certain festivals like Dashera, like Christmas, like Ramzan. So we've started procuring all of this from the weavers community in the state of Telangana. I must thank Samantha for bringing in fresh energy, enthusiasm, focus, motivation, and a lot of, obviously, glamour, which I think is the most important thing which is missing. Because a lot of people think coming to these shows or wearing handloom is a charity, but it's not. In fact, handloom can be extremely trendy, extremely fashionable, as you will witness tonight, I'm pretty sure. So Samantha came in, and we've appointed her as the brand ambassador for handloom industry, and she's been doing a terrific job. Please, one big round of applause to Samantha and her entire team. In fact, she's put her heart and soul into this program for the younger generation to adopt, for the younger generation to understand that it can be trendy. It is simply not charity. It is actually something that is pretty cool to wear. So I do hope that this event will not only revive, reweave, and bring back handlooms into vogue.
I will do everything in my power to change the lives of the handloom sector of this state. When you're famous, for whatever reason that might be, particularly an actor, most people don't realize that you're haunted by this question, yes, you're famous, but what exactly did you do to get that love in people's hearts? Yes, I act. I pretend to be somebody else for a living. So you can see why that question haunts me extra. This question as to why people love you has been the inspiring force in my life, has pushed me to do more, to be better, to give back. And this question has made me arrive at the doorsteps of this handloom industry. Earlier this year, I visited many villages in Telangana, and I met many, many wonderful men and women who have dedicated their lives to handlooms. And they earn 1/10 of the prices at which their products are sold. This was disheartening, and it was sad that in the towns and cities where this art once thrived is now fading away. The young generation do not want to take up the profession because of the low income. The existing weavers migrate to cities for another means of livelihood. They are laborers in the city, watchmen in your houses. The once skilled artisans do not want to weave anymore. I met a weaver who said, "Nenu chachipote idi nato chachipotundi," which means if I die, this dies with me. So this is when I took this up seriously. Do we really want to be a generation that causes the death of tradition and culture? Our whole intention is to make handlooms more affordable and to source it directly from the weavers so that they are the ones who benefit the most. Minister KTR Garu, I am extremely inspired, and I respect his ideas and determination in making this young state the most prosperous state in the country.
government is doing an incredible job, and the stories we got to hear today was really inspiring, and I hope that we do our bit for the weavers and for the handloom, and try and wear something like this when we're playing. Thank you for having me. It's a great honor. Thank you.
Firstly, I would like to congratulate Samantha. It's a fantastic initiative by you, and the way you spoke. Extremely talented people have to be recognized. And by this initiative of yours, I think you've just given them the limelight, you've just given them the motivation, and you've given them the platform to come showcase what they are capable of doing and what they have been doing for so many years. And to KTR and to J. Ranjan Garu, excellent initiative by the Telangana government, because that's what I feel. Any progressive government is the one which addresses all the various aspects of a society. And through Samantha, through this partnership, I'm sure that all the talented handloom weavers will get recognition for their wonderful work.
I just want to say thank you so much to Sam for inviting me. And she's such an inspiration. I've always been a fan of her. It's so great to, meet you in person and get to know you. You're definitely an inspiration to me, and I would like to say, revive Handloom.